Everyone wants high income from ETFs, but not all payouts are created equal. Here's the truth about Ulti versus BLOX before you buy another share. Welcome back to Simply Money. Today we're diving into a head-to-head comparison of two popular income ETFs, Ulti and BLOX. Both promise attractive monthly income and exposure to innovative strategies. But when you look deeper at performance, yield, stability, and underlying assets, one clearly stands out. In this video, we'll compare dividend yield and payout consistency, along with total returns and price performance. So let's get into it. We have our sheet here that we use. For those who have watched the channel, you've seen this on other funds. You can check out some of those in the playlist. We have different funds that we compare. Today we're going to be looking at Ulti and BLOX. Now, the first thing I want to say is that this is not financial advice. This is for informational and educational purposes only. You need to make your own decisions based on your own research. I'm providing this just to show you some back-testing data and see what it shows. The other thing to consider is these are totally different funds. It's not necessarily that one or the other, because when you're investing, you're going to want to have some diversification. You have to believe in the underlying assets, what their fund is doing, how they're generating the income, all those types of things you need to consider. Even though we're comparing these, they're not necessarily in competition with one another because they may complement one another. You may have both of them. It's not like you're just duplicating, getting more of the same underlying stocks. One, BLOX, is totally cryptocurrency focused on companies, and ULTY is focused on various companies that have some good upside but are very high implied volatility stocks. So you have to consider this when you're looking at these and if you decide that you want to invest in them. Our scenario is only going back to July, so this is a very short period of time that we're looking at. July to October 10th is what we're pulling data from because BLOX is so new. We have more data on Ulti, but we're going to just compare from the same starting dates. If you can see, in Ulti, we have a $6.14 share price. With BLOX, we have a $22.97 share price. With both of these, we're simulating putting $50,000 in. So with Ulti's share price, you'd get 8,143 shares, and BLOX should get 2,176 shares. In this section here, what we're doing is we're looking at if we have both of these, we're collecting the dividend or the distribution, and we're reinvesting them on the same day. And I know some people like save it and then reinvest on the next X dividend date because it'll be lower. Just for comparison, we're doing buying it on the day that it's distributed. You get your distribution, it automatically reinvests at the price. And there may be some small little errors in here as one day may be off slightly, but nothing that's going to be drastic changing the results. So just remember that this is, not absolutely 100% perfect, but it's very, very close to the data being exactly what it would be if you had bought these on July 3rd. With Ulti, back then, it was giving a 10-cent distribution that would bring, because of the number of shares you have, your dividend or payment up to $773. So you'd buy 125 new shares. Here's your new share total. And that means your balance is 50,774. So as we're looking at this, we'll start with Ulti going down. You can see that it's been a pretty steady decline in share price. It's down since July 10%. And this is where people freak out about the NAV erosion. But because of that being down, but look at the dividend or distribution continuing to be pretty consistent at the 9 and 10 cent range throughout this, even down here at $5.54, $5.49, it's still paying 9 cents. So your weekly distribution has gone from 773 up now to 900, 945 in just those few months that you've been doing this. You've collected $13,000 and bought more shares with that distribution. You've increased your shareholdings by 2,304. Your shareholdings have increased. You're holding 10,275 shares. Your portfolio balance is up $6,584. In 3 months, your $50,000 has grown by $6,500. Again, this is a very short time frame that we're comparing. Now look at BLOX. You can see the share price has done really well on that. It started at almost 23. It got down here to 21. It's up to 27.53. It has increased by almost 20% in just those 3 months. Now, as of the recording of this video, this is actually being recorded on Saturday, October 11th. This price was the opening of the 10th. If you look back on your calendar, the 10th was a pretty rough day. Ulti dropped quite a bit. The whole stock market dropped quite a bit. Ulti is actually down to 531 as of right now, and BLOX is down, I believe, 25.50-ish, right in there. So both of these had a pretty significant drop on this day. Again, this is the opening price. If we take the closing price and the after-hour prices, these would both be quite a bit lower. But again, they're pretty consistent. They've both gone up and they've both gone down at different times. Right now, everything's down as of the recording of this video. By the time it publishes, who knows? We may be down further. We may be back up. We don't know. That's why we do these updates periodically and we compare them to different funds throughout. BLOX's price has done really well. You're getting share appreciation there. For a lot of people, they like that. Some people struggle with this share depreciation, and even though you're getting these big dividends, they struggle with that, and they'd rather see their share price going up with a smaller dividend. That's fine. You have to make decisions based on what works best for you, and BLOX might be one. If you want to get into cryptocurrency and crypto is something that you're looking at investing in, BLOX might be a good one to get into. And I'll be comparing BLOX with IBIT and BTCI and maybe some other crypto funds to see how it's doing against other funds as well. So you can see that you started out with this 2,176 shares. Your dividend was 14 cents. This is a good sign for BLOX, although this has been pretty much increasing. They had a little decrease here in August. It started increasing again. Your dividends didn't really decrease. They started at 14, got up to 16, down a little bit, and then right back up. Now we're up to 17, 18 cents. So that's a good sign, seeing that, for those who, again, short term like seeing at least consistency, and that's nice to see there. Your dividend is obviously lower than Ulti because it's not as high of a yield percentage that they're going with. They're going to have some share growth and they're going to have some dividend. So it might be something, if you want a little bit of combination, to look into. Again, your distribution at $300, you're able to buy 13 more shares. Come down here to the end, you've increased now to $439 a week payment and getting almost 16 new shares. So you've increased your number of shares by 227. Again, you have a 20% almost increase in share price. You're averaged 16 cents per week distribution. You've gathered over $5,000 in distributions, but we have been reinvesting in this scenario. So your balance is up $15,000. If you're looking at buying and dripping in this short time frame, BLOX has performed better. Again, that's a short time frame. If you had put $50,000 in both of these at the same date and just dripped them, you would be up about $9,292 more with BLOX than you would be with Ulti. Again, both have done well over that short term. Different approaches, different plans, different outcomes. Again, long term, we don't know which one's going to outperform. I can't wait to see in a year or 2 years when I do one of these and see these comparisons, how they're doing then. Now let's scoot over to our no drip. Both of these, because they're both weekly payers, with some of these comparisons, we have to sell stocks off when we're doing a comparison of income versus growth stocks. With this, we don't have to do that. What we're going to do is take the distribution equally. So you can see if income, you want a little bit more income, Ulti might be the way to go. If you want some income, but you want your share price to stay steady or grow, you might want to stick with BLOX. Again, you have to make those decisions. Let's look at Ulti right here. You can see the balance with no drip. You actually drop down $5,300 because that share price has dropped some. And so you're not selling shares, just the share price has dropped. So for some people, what they'll do is they say, I want some income, and they might take some of this distribution and reinvest it, but keep some. We could do this comparison. Over here, you have BLOX paying you $313. We could say, okay, let's keep $313 of Ulti, but let's reinvest the rest and see what happens. So we're getting the same income as BLOX, but we're reinvesting the rest. Let's see how that would compare. But we're not going to do that on this. We're just comparing what the differences are. BLOX, you can see that your share price is up almost $10,000. But here's the other difference. Okay, Ulti, if you want income, if you're looking like, okay, I'm putting $50,000 in and I want it to produce me income, you're getting a 780, 850, down here to 740 was the lowest payment. So, 740 to 850 you're getting each week, and you've lost about $5,000 in value in this short period. Again, this could climb. It may continue to deteriorate. You have to watch that and decide, do you want to reinvest some of this to keep this around the $50,000 mark, or how do you want to do it? There's lots of options you can do. Now with BLOX, yes, you've increased your shareholding price to $60,000, so you've increased $10,000, but you've only got $5,000 of income. Again, not bad. With Ulti, you're down $8,400. There's some decisions to make here if you're looking at this. One is, do you even want to be in crypto, or do you even want to be in Ulti and its underlying funds? Or are you looking for as much income as you can get? Then you can control what you do with it more. Or are you looking for a little bit of appreciation with a nice steady income? A lot of options there. What are your thoughts on both of these? I know a lot of folks love Ulti. I've heard a lot of people really high on BLOX. Do you own either of them, both of them, or neither of them? And why is that? Share in the comments below. If you like this tracker, you can get one of these. Just check out the description down below. There's an available template you can use. It has several of these funds that we've compared in there, so you can look at that and do your own comparisons, run the numbers if you'd like that. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you joining us today. And we'll see you next time on Simply Money.